The Little Chicks and the Grumpy Cat, Who Turned Out to Be Kind. In the heart of a sun-drenched village lived 3 curious chicks. Xylo was a bright yellow chick who loved to hop, while Pina was a soft pink chick who loved to sing. They spent their mornings tumbling through the daisies near the old barn, enjoying the warm breeze. But there was someone they always avoided, Bruma. Bruma was a cat with ragged fur and a deep, rumbling growl. Zafi, the dark blue chick, watched from behind a watering can as Bruma sat on a stone wall. Whenever Bruma narrowed his eyes, the chicks would scurry away in fear. One afternoon, the 3 chicks found a gap under the village gate. "Let's see where the path leads," Xylo chirped bravely. Zafi hesitated but followed closely. They wandered away from the safety of the farm, lured by the scent of wild berries and the sound of a bubbling brook. As they reached the edge of the tall woods, the air grew chilly. Pina and Zafi huddled together near a cluster of mushrooms. "Maybe we should go back," Pina whispered. Suddenly, they heard a rustle in the bushes, and the happy chirping of the forest went silent. A sly fox named Reynard stepped out from the shadows, licking his chops. He fixed his hungry gaze on Xylo, who was separated from the others. Xylo froze in terror as the large fox lowered his head, preparing to spring forward across the forest floor. Just as Reynard lunged, a flurry of ragged fur shot through the air. It was Bruma. The cat landed squarely between the fox and the chicks, his back arched and his claws out. Bruma let out a roar so fierce it made the leaves on the trees shake. Reynard realized he was no match for the fierce protector. The fox turned and bolted back into the deep woods. Bruma didn't chase him. Instead, he turned around and walked gently toward Pina, who was still trembling. He lowered his head and gave a soft, quiet trill. Zafi stepped out from his hiding spot, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. He realized Bruma hadn't been grumpy at all. He had been watching over them from his wall. Zafi picked up a fallen blue feather and stepped forward, offering it to the big cat as a thank you. Xylo hopped onto Bruma's back, finding his ragged fur surprisingly soft and warm. Bruma began to purr, a sound so deep and rhythmic it felt like a lullaby. The chicks realized that their grumpy neighbor was actually their bravest friend. As they walked back to the village under the golden sunset, the chicks stayed close to their new guardian. From that day on, Xylo, Pina, and Zafi were never afraid again. They knew that Bruma would always be there, the kindest friend in the